Welcome to Knockout Adventures. I'm Kevin. We are back in Canada. Earlier this summer, Juan and I were in Iceland checking out glaciers and mountains, exploring the F-roads. And now we're gonna go check out a Canadian glacier. Get up nice and close, nice and personal. Just touch it, touch the glacier.
Ah yes, the great Canadian wilderness, endless forest, questionable roads, and the unwavering belief that it'll be fine.
This trail's about 58 kilometers long, or 36 miles, with an elevation gain of 5,300, which works out to I did the math, 2.7% slope, which is what you'd expect to see in an asphalt parking lot at the mall. Something pretty easy to walk on. Now that's just an average. The route does go ups and downs, lefts and rights and all over, but it's a gradual ascent. Now, being a prairie kid, I know a flatlander, our blood pressure doesn't do too well with rapid elevation gains out here in the mountains. So we skipped out on some other more steeper routes for this trip. We don't have much time out here in BC, Alberta. So we're taking this nice gradual route. Now, it's not saying it's easy. There's still some challenges, and we'll see those soon enough. But at least my heart won't be pumping for that reason.
Our heroes venture upward along the Forest Service Road, a trail that, judging by its condition, hasn't received love or maintenance since dial-up internet was a thing. Behold, the rare, fully functional backcountry bridge, a relic from a time when engineers still visited these places. Savor this moment. There won't be many like it ahead. With the roof panels removed, they enjoy a truly immersive experience. Fresh air, scenic views, and an occasional bug to the face. Nature unfiltered. The deer watches in quiet disapproval as yet another outsider disturbs her commute. Truly a powerful moment of mutual confusion. Deep in the mountains, our explorers press onward, ever upward, ever confident that the map is accurate. With the roof off, the world feels wide open, a perfect opportunity to admire the beauty above, while pretending not to notice how little room there is below for turning around. Each corner reveals more mountains, more forest, and just a hint of, are we sure this is a good idea? But onward they go, driven by curiosity, caffeine, and the promise of something spectacular at the top. The air thins, the trees loom, and the realization sets in. This is no casual Sunday drive. This is commitment. Possibly poor commitment, but commitment nonetheless. From above, they look small. Two dots of determination winding their way through an indifferent wilderness. It's beautiful, remote, and absolutely the last place you'd want to change a tire.
There used to be a bridge here up until fall of last year when it got removed, and a lot of folks thought that it would be more difficult to access the glacier. But no, it's actually easier to go across this creek than it is to go across the sketchy bridge. We should be climbing up out of the forest line soon enough.
Undeterred, Kevin and Juana decide that 2 feet of glacial meltwater is merely a suggestion. After all, why turn back when you can baptize your suspension system? The Bronco rises from the depths victorious, slightly wetter, marginally wiser, and reborn. And so the noble Bronco conquers another stretch of Canadian chaos, proving once again that with enough talk and denial, anything is possible. The terrain steepens, the rocks loosen, and the Bronco growls in protest, a mechanical reminder that gravity still exists and is deeply unimpressed by 4 low. Each meter gained is earned through horsepower, persistence, and the faint scent of transmission fluid optimism.
This is the most precarious, challenging spot on the route. I don't know how many years ago rockslide came down. If you watch other folks' YouTube videos, it was a lot sketchier off camber, but over the years, folks have come through here with their own shovels to level it out. So I'm sure it probably looks scarier than it actually is, but I'm still gonna walk it. You know, I'm not just gonna be dumb about it. It looks kind of steep here. Well, not looks, it is steep here. And then it levels out. You could see, I wonder how much water came down here to move all this rock. And then a bit of a descent over here. Looks like folks have leveled it out with some rocks. Yeah, this will be fun. It'll be interesting. We made our game plan and we've got this. We got this, right? Juana, we got this, right? Yes. Tell me that again. What do we got? Yeah! If not, this is the last YouTube video we do.
It's at this point most people might ask, should we turn back? But not these two. They press on, motivated perhaps by pride or possibly ignorance. Precision is key here. One wrong move, and the Bronco becomes a case study in gravitational enthusiasm. Notice the focus, the careful throttle, the faint sound of someone reconsidering their life choices. Against all odds, they make it across. The Bronco clings to the far bank, triumphant, unlike their collective heart rates. Truly a masterclass in risk management, or denial, possibly both. And so the ascent continues. Higher, rougher, slower. A classic case of optimism outrunning common sense. Our intrepid adventurers reach a glacial creek, a fast-flowing, ice-cold body of water that clearly has no interest in accommodating SUVs. They pause to conduct a detailed assessment. Note the careful measurements, the whispered consultations, and the dramatic pauses, all hallmarks of true Alpine strategy, or polite hesitation. Glacial meltwater, shallow in appearance, but suspiciously eager to challenge even the most rugged of vehicles. One misstep here, and our heroes risk turning an expedition into an impromptu car wash. And so, for now, they proceed with caution, wisely consulting each other. Though no amount of discussion can change the fundamental law, water does not negotiate.
This cabin has been sitting here for decades. It's a reminder of why this road even exists in the first place. Built for Olympic ski training, now it's just a ghost of the past, and a pit stop for anyone like us who makes it this far. We're almost at the end of the trail, up to the glacier. It's just way up there. We could use some ice for the cooler. This cabin perched near the glacier was once part of a summer training camp for Olympic ski athletes. Elite skiers to train on snow during the off-season, like in the summertime, using snowcats for access. The camp was abandoned, local environment groups called for cleanup, and a few years later, nearly all traces were removed. Only the small wooden safety hut remains.
The Bronco's tires find purchase, and the engine hums a heroic tune.
Almost at the top! Another Glacier Creek crossing. Pretty shallow. That'll be fun. That'll be fine. The hut is way down there. This is so much fun.
The Bronco proceeds with cautious optimism. The creek, however, offers nothing but cold indifference and a mild sense of impending doom. Slow and steady wins this particular race. At the end of the road, quite literally, our explorers reach what's left of the glacier. A place so remote, even the GPS sighs and gives up. They disembark with the solemn excitement of two people realizing they've just driven as far as a vehicle possibly can, and perhaps a bit farther than it should have. Before them lies an ancient river of ice, a frozen monument to time, erosion, and questionable decision-making. Undeterred, they set off on foot. The final approach, steep, uneven, and littered with rocks designed specifically to twist ankles and test relationships. Each step forward brings them closer to the glacier's edge. At last, they stand before the glacier, silent, powerful, and melting faster than their enthusiasm for the hike back down. And so the journey peaks, from forest to alpine, from optimism to altitude, a testament to exploration, endurance, and the sheer refusal to turn around when they probably should have.
Oh yeah. I think this is the first time I've actually been on a glacier. We've driven around them, we've seen them, but I'm not walking on here. You don't want to fall through. Juan and I got here just in time before another crew of people showed up. There's Bronco Badlands. Gotta respect that. And someone's here with a Rivian. That's a fancy electric vehicle. Nice, I like it. Okay, time to go back downhill. We also passed some people hiking up with skis on their back. I'm not sure if they're cross-country skis to make it safer to walk across the glacier, or if they're gonna hike up and then downhill ski. That'd be terrifying to downhill ski, because at the end of the ice is just rocks. It's dangerous. Want to help me maneuver to turn around so that we're facing downhill. And there's a feature in here, downhill descent, which is like cruise control for going downhill, where it applies the brakes individually, electronically on each of the wheels, depending on how it is, to prevent sliding. But it's a multiple step procedure, so I've printed out the instructions. Pull the parking brake towards you, shift to neutral, then release the brake pedal. Once the Bronco settles, then press the brake pedal and shift to park. Right down here, there's that button there, which is trail control enabled. So that trail control is like cruise control for off-roading, for going slow, but that's not downhill assist. So now I'm looking for a foot on the pedal. Yeah, I don't see the foot pedal on here, but so much for printing the instructions. Press the middle button of the goat won't dial and will disengage it. Okay, well, as long as something's in play. This is the first time I've tried downhill ascent, so maybe it doesn't work, or maybe I don't have it. Well, I'm putting it in trail control assist, and we are set at 3 kilometers an hour. I don't have a foot on the gas or the brake, and we're cruising at 4 kilometers an hour. High speed! And now we just relax and enjoy. Look, Ma, no hands! It's crazy! This trail control assist is so nice. It's relaxing, enjoyable. Like, just focus on the driving.
And so begins the descent. That delicate balance between control and gravity's relentless enthusiasm. Having conquered the glacier, our adventurers now face their next great challenge. Getting back down in one piece, the ski shack. A humble outpost, but to our weary explorers, it might as well be a 5-star resort.
Well, the guys are camping here tonight. They brought their supplies. This mountain hut is equipped with basic essentials. It's got a couple bed frames, a wood stove, dining table, minimal cooking gear, some shelves. It's a modest shelter, but a powerful symbol of a place where history and wilderness collide. Oh, it'd be nice to camp out here tonight, but we've got other plans. Thanks for joining Knockout Adventures. We had a great time. Last year, we also came out to BC, Alberta, and checked out Ruby Falls. That's our first YouTube video. Let's just say that was quite a bit more eventful than this one. Halfway through, we got stuck. We got stuck bad, but we met some friends and they saved us, and we still made it to Ruby Falls, but not with the Bronco. Check that video out.
And now the return trip, because what goes up must unfortunately come back down. The same washout that inspired confidence on the way up now offers only regret on the way down. Precision and patience are everything here. One wrong move and they'll be taking the express route back to the valley floor. The Bronco clings to the slope with admirable determination, proof that modern engineering and mild panic can, in rare cases, work beautifully together. Inside, silence reigns, the kind of silence that only comes when both parties are pretending they're not slightly terrified. And there it is. Success again. The Bronco lives to fight another incline, and its occupants can finally breathe, at least until the next bright idea. The trees return, welcoming them back with the gentle scrape of branches on factory paint. Nature's way of saying, "You'll remember me." And so ends the journey, one part adventure, one part endurance test, and entirely proof that curiosity is a powerful substitute for good judgment.